friends. Welcome to Society. I'm one of Prince, joined by Harneet, Rohit, Manoj. What a panel today! It's a house full after
Hello,
such a long
guys.
time, and I think it's been
Hello,
a
hello.
month since we came online for you guys. Sorry for that, but we are back today talking about Penguin, talking about Agatha all along, talking about Superman and Lois Q&A session, and we'll have fun. We have a long vacation and a festival coming, Diwali. So I thought before that, let's come and do it. I hope you are enjoying this music. Maybe I'll
Uh,
mute it
yo,
for
it
you.
was it was it was you who was playing the music. I am wondering why is
Rohit thought it was like it's drugs he's taking that he's so high that music is playing inside his head.
no, no. For once I am sober. That's why maybe I don't have track.
Guys, if you enjoy this geeky, amazing content, wholesome content, do like, subscribe to the channel. Check out other videos which were posted a year ago.
Wholesome.
But
People talking about having drugs is wholesome.
See, see,
guys,
see, see,
that's what
see.
we're talking about today.
IGS is
Uh,
a drug. That's what we are trying to
see,
say.
see.
Ah,
The geek stands for geeking out. You know, geek and geeking out is code word for something else. If you know, you know.
okay. Okay, first of all, guys, we have to give like a send off to one of our members. We have lost one more member who has fallen to
What?
the society norms.
Why
So
are you treating his marriage
maybe
like a Viking
10 second,
funeral?
10-second, silence if we can have.
If you stop the music, then we'll have the silence. No, no, no.
It can be like a funeral session. Like
Shush.
we'll shoot guns on top.
What if I break the silence? before
You
before
are
just
late.
one second.
It's so amazing how invested he is in the idea of idea of that it is so bad that I'm getting married.
I was not going to reveal it, but Hanit did it. So, guys, some shout out to him in
And
the
this
comments.
portion will be played in his reception of the live stream. They'll play it in the projector.
But I think that's a good segue to our first topic of today,
Is it?
Penguin.
Yes, yes. I also want to get married to Sofia Falcone, but nobody hears me out. Nobody.
Dude, I don't think that's a good idea, but okay.
No,
I,
I'm not gonna
Rohit's,
judge.
Rohit's idea
She
of
can
Ant-Man is a bit different than others. So.
I'm
she
not
can
gonna get into it.
she can obliterate me. I don't care.
No judging, no judging. But I don't know if I don't think Manoj has watched it. Yeah, let's spoil it, guys, for him.
I'll still say my thoughts, and you guys say if it's aligning with the show.
Okay, you go ahead. You go ahead first. You only start.
What? I have not even watched it.
Yeah, that's why
No,
you
no,
should
no.
go
Let's
ahead.
No,
Let
what
someone
you
else
can
do.
do is like you can tell your idea of a penguin show from all the comics and the movies, what you want it to be, and then we'll say what it is.
Dude, this
Ah.
guy
You can
didn't
judge.
like the Batman movie.
Yeah.
Not just the Batman movie, every penguin show or everywhere you have seen him, like in the
Yeah, so,
animated movies or comics, whatever.
yeah, that's actually a cool idea. I can do that.
Yeah,
Like,
go
but
ahead.
see, I like the world of the Batman. Like, there was some things I didn't like about the movie, but that's not the world. I like the world. I really like Penguin in that movie. So, I think doing a spin-off was a good idea, even though I have not watched it yet. But I am expecting it's going to be like a crime gangster thriller kind of a series, showing his rise of Penguin in Gotham, especially considering the floods and all came. So I think there'll be a vacuum of power there. And we also had that guy get killed, right? I forgot his name. Falcone.
Yeah.
Falcone also got killed. So I'm expecting there's a power vacuum because of that. And then, you have all these gangsters sort of rising. And this story focuses on Penguin and sort of how he rises to the top. That's my idea of what the show could be.
Okay.
I don't
Just
know.
I
take
think
this comment
I
from
don't think
Darshan.
I don't think you are very far off. I think you're what you're expecting you'll get.
Dude, that's the
From-
most like typical answer he could have come up with.
Yeah.
But that is the most organic thing they could have done, right? Like, it's not something way off that.
Darshan, your question is very valid, but I think we are very far from that to happen. I think probably next year in the second quarter, third quarter, it may happen. But I don't know what will happen. Let's see.
I know that the live stuff will still come on Hotstar apparently. Like that's what
I
they're
don't know if
saying.
they'll
Like,
merge it or they'll have them separate
yeah.
entities.
I heard that GeoCinema they will disable that app. That's what I heard. I don't know if that's going to be true.
Okay, let's see.
I don't think they'll disable it because Geo wants to have their IP, right? So on the thing. I don't think they'll disable that. I
But
think
I
they'll
can watch Penguin at just rupees 29 a month.
You
That's not a
know,
bad deal at
the
all.
point being,
I'm I'm not
they recently launched the subscription model for their own app, for the Geo Cinema app, and now to cancel that app entirely after people have invested some money, whatever small amount, but we have invested money in that for a year or something. So to cancel that before that and do it a merger, or what they can do is either you have a subscription of Hotstar or Geo, you will have the subscription of the combined app.
I think that's what that will happen. Most probably that will happen. At least for 1 year. I think
So
that will happen.
nobody's money gets wasted. So I think that
Yeah.
would be the idea. Or they can give us a notice before 2 or 3 months before, like a lot of apps do,
Like
before
I
changing
think
policies.
yeah, they might stop people from subscribing, or maybe after a point of time when they subscribe, they will get access to both the apps. Something like that they
Yeah.
might do.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. I'm sure the executives are watching this,
Yes,
giving you advice.
obviously they're taking
Yeah,
notes.
yeah.
This is what happens when two people from business schools start talking about stuff.
Let's get back to Penguin.
A great show, amazing show, so good.
Haven't seen an episode.
I think you have watched the trailer, so
Yeah,
Harneet, go.
yeah. I think what Manoj said, that what he wanted the show to be is what we were also expecting it to be, and that is what it precisely is. It has been very consistent, going upward, as I would say. I was never disappointed. I was never bored with the show. It is kind of a Scarface vibe. It has that Scarface vibe to it. A rise of a gangster, as you would say, in that power vacuum that has been created after that flood by Riddler. In that, so I the biggest thing that I like about this is the vibe is not getting lost from the movie, like the city and the people and the vibe that we were subjected to in that movie is consistent in the show as well. And now we are going to the underbelly of the beast, as they say, and getting to know more of that city and the vibe that we talked about in the movie. So that is something that I like. Yeah.
Okay. Rohit.
Nona's is switching,
so
switching pains.
first of- first first of all, I want to say it's so refreshing to get a show where like you don't really need to watch the previous movie to get the show. And comic book shows have this thing. Oh, you remember that reference? Oh my God, that character in that movie. I just like the fact that it's a good story with people
New
having very
Rockstar is
good
still doing that,
motivations.
but okay.
See, that's the business model. They need to do that. But and come on, everybody needs to make a buck. It's a capitalist society we live in, and that's exactly what Penguin does. Segueing to that, I mean, you see, you start off with this character being likable, okay, and then you slowly start making him more depraved, okay. You think he'll stick to his morals. You think you establish things like he wants to be a good gangster, but you realize there is no good gangster. You know, you have to lose a sense of morality, especially in episode 5, right, where episode 4 or 5, I don't remember the
Four,
number.
four, four.
4, where he says, leave Sophia, because in the middle you think, okay, maybe he's not manipulating her, maybe he genuinely has guilt. So we are also being manipulated with him. We are being manipulated with him. We see his manipulation tactics, and even Colin Farrell in an interview said, when I read the episodes, he started out being a very likable character, and by the end, you will despise him. And that's the arc I can see. Like we talked about this, right, Nona? The dramatic irony of this show will be that he wants to be a good guy, but will end up uh, standing against all the morals he holds. And the best part about the show is that Sophia Falcone, who is the main antagonist, is someone you root for, who is someone who has more morals than anyone in the show. You know, her own father betrayed her. Here's and you see, and it's not like most. female characters are written with this thing ki, oh, we'll create a strong female character, but it's not about creating male or female characters. It's about creating strong characters. It's just a strong character. And you see, like when she hates men, I root for her because all the men around her are pigs. Like I do root for her. I root for her in every scene because, first of all, Christina Milioti is an amazing actress, and secondly,
I actually
when
recently saw her in Palm Springs. That's the first time I saw her.
It's a great movie.
Palm Springs is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, and you can see the innocence in her eyes when we see the flashback, right, with Falcone, her father, you know, and slowly that depravedness when she kills the other inmate, right, setting in. And you see how circumstances affect a person so terribly. And that's what Gotham is doing to people. Gotham itself is a character. And the CD underbelly we are seeing is a character itself. So it's so
I
nice
like
to
how
see.
they show the corrupt nature of this city.
True,
Like
true.
how he
And
could just control everything and she didn't even get a trial or something.
and one thing the show establishes, Riddler is so incredibly fucking stupid. He wanted to topple the system, but he ends up killing all the poor people. I'm like, brilliant, man.
No, but that's the point, right? That he thinks he's doing that, but whatever you do,
Yeah,
it's
he's
gonna
stupid.
affect them
He's
only.
stupid. Yeah, he's stupid.
That's the
At the
point of
end
the
of the day,
film.
yeah, exactly. But exactly, I feel uh, so much of Penguin is about misguided ideals, like even Penguin's own identity and what he wants to be, like a Godfather like symbol where who does people favors but doesn't extract blood, who has an honor code, and everybody loses their honor code in Gotham. And I
Yeah.
love that. I absolutely love that because it's exactly opposite to what Bruce is going through. He doesn't have a moral code in the beginning when we see him in Batman, right? He's a little violent. He doesn't have the Bruce persona. He's aggressive. He's very edgy, you know. Uh, like he listens to Green Day all day and My Chemical Romance at night. Like. But here is someone who actually is willing to get morals in Gotham, which is a very strong thing, which is a very strong conflict, which is a very strong path to follow, and that is highlighted by Penguin. So it enhances everything around it.
I think
While
that
being a good show.
the character with him, the kid, that part also kind of enables this and what he wants to do.
Like there are
And the mother
theories
angle
like,
also though.
yeah, there are theories like, oh my God, Victor is gonna become Victor Zaz. Like, is he? But because if they do that, it will surprise me, of course. But I don't want it to come out of the blue. Like
Who's Victor Zaz though?
Victor Zaz is a serial killer. In the Batman
Is it
mythos.
is it the
He was there in Batman Begins.
Cillian Murphy? Yeah, that
Yeah, he was there in
No,
Batman
No,
Begins.
that is Scarecrow.
That was
Okay,
no,
so-
but
No, no.
he's
Okay.
a different character in Batman Begins.
So,
He's,
have you
Have you
watched
played-
the Birds of Prey? Did you watch the movie?
I
will
would
not
like to
remember
say
that.
no,
So
but
even if you watch the trailer, there is a character in that with black mask. Whenever he kills someone, he marks his body that I have killed somebody. Like he has his own
Killmonger.
It's
kind
like
of, but
Killmonger.
more serial killer vibes,
okay.
more
Like-
deranged.
Like if you have you played Arkham Knight?
he has not played. He's in Arkham City, not Knight.
I
right?
love the
No,
confidence.
he's in he's in
Arkham
Arkham
City,
Knight
yeah.
also. He's in
A
Arkham Knight
phone
also.
call, like we have to go to the payphone sort of mission.
No.
That was-
You'll see a string of bodies. Like matlab, they are pasted on the fucking graffiti.
they're
on
using
the billboard.
detective vision.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
I
don't
remember-
stop spoiling the
No.
game for people.
No, it's an old game. It's
It's
like
been
As if
been 10
Donna is going
years
to
now,
play
huh?
Arkham City now.
no, Nona. I think he is the one guy who's going to kill the kid in Batman Begins, but Batman comes and he says just before he says the dialogue, "It's not who I am underneath. It's what I do that defines me." Just before that, he is there. That's the guy.
The confidence yet again in you.
That's the only movie you have watched.
Thinking that I would remember this scene. But anyways, Penguin, I think, it what Manoj started, right? Like expectation it's going on that. I think what for me surprises or made me like the show is more is that how instant it is. Like every episode something big happens, and it's like the character of Penguin is always at the edge, you know. He's always coming close to being dead, but he survives, and that's the every episode. And I like that pattern, that it's not like slow burn and we're getting into the history of the character. Even the episode where we get even the episode where we get like last episode with Sophia's backstory a bit, even the way it's done, we get quickly something big happens, which moves the plot ahead. It's not like just you're taking time to understand this character. It doesn't feel like a filler between Batman 1 and Batman 2. That's what I feel. And I think last episode like made me now root for Sophia, because she's the best character right now, because okay, I'll not spoil it for Manoj, but she's the best character right now. You want even
I wouldn't
Penguin
even
has
remember
done
this.
the wrong stuff, but you want to root for her and you want her to win. And I think it will not happen, because the show is named Penguin, and at the end Penguin will end up killing her and he'll become the boss. I think that's how I would love to see Sophia's character in Batman 2 interacting with Batman. They still haven't even dropped the Batman's name, which I think Rohit and we discussed in the beginning. The showrunner said he'll not show up, but I thought like maybe just reference a light. Maybe the last episode, the last scene is them Penguin like I got it, but now it's time to take him, and he looks up and the signal is there.
I hope they
Something
don't
like,
do that.
like
Because
I want his presence felt. I
Yeah.
don't want him to show on screen, but I want like, oh shit, oh, Penguin get a call, oh, our package was intercepted by Batman. I want something like that.
that's again better. Something more organic. I hope they don't do the bad signal thing. Because
Uh,
bad
I'm
signal is
saying the
not
last scene of the show, which directly leads to Batman 2.
good. Ah,
That'd be
that's-
cool that,
that's again, that's cool.
he looks at the signal and
I
now
think
he's
they
like,
already
okay.
confirmed, right? It's like in between. It would lead to Batman.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, Matt Reeves shared a photo of Gotham in winter. Okay, so which
Hmm.
will be shown in the Penguin. Okay, so I feel I don't even need an entire scene for a Batman thing, because it will hijack everything good that the show has done. I feel, because everybody will be talking about that scene or what's happening next. Nobody will be talking about the merits of the show. That's something I have a problem with, because people like new rock stars, right? They are like, oh my god, this reference. They don't care about the story. They care about the
No,
references.
no. You don't watch these videos, man. That's why you're saying
Arre,
this. Dude,
no,
he
no,
actually breaks down the character arc, and what the camera work telling you about the character and what they're feeling. Like they literally break down all of that too.
I know, but what is the USP of the fucking video?
No, that you only said it. That's what you have to do in a capitalistic world. But
Of
if you actually
course,
watch
but
his videos, his videos are so enriching about filmmaking details and storytelling.
uh,
I just
You
find
need
it
to watch
very
his videos,
annoying, to be
man.
very honest.
let's
That guy is
let,
way too annoying.
Hmm.
let's agree to disagree. I feel
Okay.
there are way better people who make video essays on this stuff, who do
Yeah,
not focus on the
exactly.
Of
Easter eggs.
of
Exactly.
course, but I'm saying that doesn't take away from him that he also does a great job, just because he also talks about Easter eggs and these theory videos. Oh, this will happen, that will happen, Mephisto, this and that. Even I don't watch those kind of videos, but I watch his breakdowns because he very well explains.
Yeah, we are
the
getting off track. We are getting off track.
Okay,
That-
anyways,
I actually have a question. Has anyone seen Gotham here?
I have.
I saw
Uh,
first
how,
episode.
how do you compare the depiction? Like, because even that was a serialized
Way better.
drama
Way
that had.
better.
Oh, it's way
Way
better.
better.
It's like
It's way better.
Way-
it's like a
No,
movie.
one thing
You're
I
just
want
watching it
to
episode
point out,
wise.
it's
The best-
amazing. It's amazing how normalized is this version of Penguin in real life, that it's Colin Farrell that we have actually forgotten.
Yep,
That is
yep.
Colin
I
Farrell,
I still cannot believe I'm watching Colin Farrell. Like
in the Batman
I just
movie,
see Penguin.
everyone was awestruck that how amazing he is as the character. Not just his prosthetic, but his delivery and him being the character. And in the show, it's like he's an actual actor. We don't even recognize. We don't even think that there is a Colin Farrell behind that person. And even if I saw someone with that makeup outside the show, I would be like, yeah, that guy plays Penguin in that show. So it's amazing how normal that has become, that yeah, his prosthetic is so amazing and everything is so amazing.
But I think best thing is that you get so invested in Penguin that you don't even care about Batman. I think that's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
biggest
yeah.
lesson for
Exactly.
and really looking forward to where they take the show. But I don't know if you guys saw the reel I shared with you guys on Instagram. How similar Penguin and Agatha all along is. That guy like breaks down and it's like how they break down a movie plot without saying names and a character, just say character that this happens, that happens, and you're like, which movie is he actually talking about? So it's just like that. Whatever he says actually applies to both Agatha and Penguin.
Yeah,
Being a
both are
show about a villain.
protagonists, but both are not heroes even in their own story or somebody else's stories. Both are protagonists of their show, but they have their darker sides, and they have been villains in their own right. In the
No, even the
universe.
plot, like both the plot,
Yeah,
like there's a teenager with them tagging along who looks up to it, but he knows they're evil and all of that. But Agatha all along, pretty surprised, man. Pretty surprised. Again, Manoj, you haven't seen it, so I want to hear what he has
Manoj,
to say.
I thought
again,
it was it was great, man. Like a very different show. Really, like like I had so many I had very low expectations, but it surpassed my expectations. It was done very well. It was a crazy, wild show. With magic and stuff. Really good stuff. Good stuff.
no, we're gonna do that again. Just your expectations from the show, what you
I
want.
had no expectations on this. I was like, why are they even making this show? Like, but then I saw reviews coming and saying that, oh, it's not actually bad. It's actually doing some stuff pretty well. So
You'll
this
be
one, I had no
pleasantly surprised if
expectations.
you watch it.
Come again?
You'll be pleasantly surprised if you watch it.
That's what that I saw the review, so I'm like, okay, maybe I should actually watch it.
Darshan says Agatha is better than some Disney Plus, Marvel, and Star Wars show because it feels like episodic show, not 2 hour movie split into 6 episodes. Yeah, that's well said. But yeah, this I think for me, it wasn't like when the trailer came out, it looked good. It all of felt good, well made technically, all of that performances wise. But I was like, I don't give a damn about this. I don't give a damn about this character. Like, why we're getting a show about her? Like, this needs to be have any connection to Marvel. Then why I don't care about this witchcraft and all of that. But I think the way you get into the narrative and it just get you hooked, and it creates mystery, which you want to know what's going on. You want to know what's happening behind. What's they're like clues, but there's not whole picture, and it's very much like WandaVision. And I think that's the style goes in. And I think with the last 2 episodes, they actually connected it to WandaVision very directly and kind of made it important in the Marvel universe. So I think that made it more. Oh my god, that made it more interesting.
I think we should let Rohit speak. He's dying to speak.
What is Manoj
Hey,
saying?
man. What? Manoj is a contractual obligation.
Okay. I don't know how to respond to that. But yeah.
No, I'm really liking Agatha. It's such a light-hearted show, but it's balancing the horror elements so well. And I like the fact that it doesn't try to make Agatha very likable. I
Yeah.
like it when we have an unlikable protagonist. And Jesus Christ, the deaths in this show.
But I look like those moments where we see a human side of her, where she cares
True.
about someone or all of those. But yeah, I
Yeah,
like
but
that they are not turning her into a anti-hero or a hero. She is the villain.
yeah, I mean, villains also have a human side, right? Like, of course, but the thing is, the other part of their conscience, it's something more wicked takes over their human conscience. That's how a villain is born. They would not take the morally right path just because they feel for it. You know. So, I mean, what is the definition of empathy, right? Uh, So empathy is basically understanding someone's pain or happiness as their own. For example, if you see a hurt puppy on the street, if uh, if you feel its pain, right, then you are empathetic. Now, if you take care of the puppy, you are kind. Now, if you kick the puppy to death, you're cruel. In both cases, you're feeling the pain. The villain decides to be cruel even after being empathetic.
Okay.
I feel
Why is it a puppy after all?
That was way too much.
No, it's just an example, but Agatha does that well. Like you see her empathetic moments where you see how she has sacrificed a kid, maybe, okay, or you see that she cares about team, right? And then she chooses to go all evil. on them. That's just good writing, you know. Where I see the conflict and then I see I see the conflict and then I see the action she's taking to overcome that conflict, which is the villainous path. So it's such a good and Catherine it's such good writing and Catherine Hahn is so good as Agatha. She owns that role so well. So
I
we
think
are
wasn't
seeing
there were like some articles calling it the gayest Marvel show and this and that. I'm like,
Arey
why
bhai,
people say all this stuff, man?
people were defending Rings of Power, man. I mean,
Dude, I didn't watch season two. I was so done with season one.
you know, people who hated Rings of Power are being called sexist, and
But
like
that's every time. Whenever the Marvels also people who criticize are called, sexist and this and that.
I'm like, if liking good shows is being called sexist, hey man, I'm sexist all the way. I
Oh
mean,
my god. Shelly is in the chat with 10 memberships. My god. Thank you, Shelly,
hi
for that.
Shelly. So
I
I'm
don't know
so
what to
glad.
give the members, but thank you for that. Big shout out.
Nona, give me a membership as well. Why don't you give me one? I've been
Oh,
here for so
I got a
long.
membership. I got a membership again.
Even I don't have a membership.
People who watch the show, watch the channel, only they get it. So that means it's
So
very
what? I don't
clear.
watch the channel. I don't watch the channel. Don't you think I'm not narcissistic enough to hear my own voice? No, sorry, I'm just kidding. But
Yeah.
thank you, Shelly.
And
But thank you,
welcome
Shelly.
all the Geek Squad members. But Saganation said last two episodes, I think last two episodes are one where they had a big reveal. And I honestly didn't understand the reveal. Had to watch New Rockstar video. But the last episode, I think, yeah, that made more sense what's happening.
I mean,
For me, I think this show is, I obviously it's by no means a masterpiece or
Oh,
anything
no,
like
no,
that.
no.
This is a good show. This is a something good to watch,
It's not
enjoyable.
Secret Invasion
I like watching this.
or Echo.
Obviously, it's
it's
not
way,
bad as
it's
that
way
also.
better. I
And
think it's comparable to Moon Knight.
yeah,
In its storytelling. I think it reaches that level of storytelling, at
And I
least
think
for
they're
me.
going all in into the witch and connections to like that
yeah,
lore and everything. So yeah, it's well done. It's fun.
the fact that they are actually going all in, as Nona said, it's a show about witches, so obviously the everything, the whole vibe and everything is all in. It's never shying away from showing you if witches do something, like the part about the
Yeah,
brooms. You know, they started it with the fact that they don't like that they have been branded as witches, like brooms to ride on, but suddenly when they started, they all start to enjoy it. And those things, the lore, the backstories and everything, especially I think we all knew what the big reveal was going to be. We all saw it coming, but the way they handled it is also very nice.
So
that's for you,
I'll
Rohit.
let-
And the episode about its backstory, team's backstory, the last episode was actually,
Don't reveal
it was
don't reveal
not
it.
at all not at all boring or
Yeah,
anything like that. I liked it.
I'll address Aganesia's point. I hope I'm getting your name right. The thing is, right, when you even have a different opinion, there's a homogenization of opinion online, okay? So you get clubbed together with people you don't want to get clubbed together with, right? You are scared to say your opinion because you might be perceived as something else. And I feel that's the worst thing that has happened to pop culture and uh, I hate token representation because that destroys the struggle of feminism or it destroys the struggle of LGBTQ plus because it's trying to make a cheap buck out of years and years of suppression of a certain group of people. I hate that. And that's something I don't like, you know, because yeah, I mean, it's cheap according to me. And I like it when people actually create characters without trying to make it tokenistic. While like I don't think uh, it's Wiccan, right? I think Wiccan is the son of
no spoilers.
Why? It's the episode
We
is
have a
long.
member in our
Has not
panel.
watched the last two episodes. Nay, not me,
Oh,
but Sai Ganesh has not watched the last two episodes, right?
so
We should not spoil it for
like
him. I don't
so one
care.
so 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 one thing
Basically,
which
Teen is a big cat. Like it's revealed to be one of a big character who I don't think any of us expected that they'll go there.
no, I
Also,
expected that.
Manoj doesn't even know who Teen is, I guess.
what? Yeah, Manoj hasn't.
Manoj, do you know who Teen is, who we are referring
No,
to?
but I'm saying even this show has that WandaVision pattern, right? Like in WandaVision, it's
Right.
got different sitcoms, and here we are different each like house they go to, and it's like different, variation of uh, old movie about witches and all of that. So I think overall it's a very very fun show. It's I think for the show itself, it's very well contained, and you are finding it fun to go along. It's not boring like Echo, where like you don't know where this is going. What's the point of this? That show, it's
I was
not
actually going to
obviously
ask
not
that.
Marvel connection.
Like, where does it stack up against the other Disney Plus shows? Like,
Um,
till now, in terms of like
I
quality
think
also.
Loki is the highest,
Yeah.
and then What If or what else?
So it's like middle of the run, you
Somewhere,
would say?
it's
I
somewhere
think what
near
and
WandaVision.
Moon Knight, right? Because it's self-contained and
Hmm.
it's connected to WandaVision,
Yeah.
but not to the overall MCU that well.
But in terms
I
of
feel it,
quality, I'm asking. In terms of quality, where do you think it's middle
How's
of
the
the run show or
What's your
more?
top
I
five?
feel it's I feel it's close to Werewolf by Night in terms of quality and in terms of tone also. It has that humor, it has that horror, it has that stylistic elements,
It is
of
one of the
different
better
characters.
shows of like the
Definitely.
Yeah.
recent all the shows that came out.
See, it's not bad like Secret Invasion, and
Hmm.
it's not
Great.
As good
Okay.
as Loki.
now. They've yet to hit the landing.
Hmm.
We have to wait and see because most Disney Plus shows they do well, but then they just drop
They
dead.
stoop down, yeah.
Yeah, so let's see how they end it up. But it looks like the way they're going, it's going to be self-contained. So that because Secret Invasion is not self-contained,
Hmm.
they go in a direction like this is such a big thing happening in Marvel, and it's so stupid that it makes no sense. So I think that's what
Yeah.
makes it so bad. But other than that, what other show is there? Like Falcon, that's also again the landing they didn't stick.
Hmm.
It was a
Yeah.
good show. Then Hawkeye was okay-ish, I think throughout. But yeah, it's a well-made show.
Hmm.
Writing, written characters, it's engaging. It keeps you hooked, and yeah, the way like it says connected to WandaVision, and that's very fascinating. And now we're excited to see what's next. But that was Agatha all along. Let's get to something Manoj has seen.
But I don't think Harneet and Lois have seen
What? What have you seen?
Superman and Lois.
No, I haven't seen Superman.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
Okay,
I
Sagan
did see it.
is
I
spoiled
stopped
for
watching
Agatha.
it.
Okay, better than She-Hulk, Hawkeye. Oh, She-Hulk is also there, but worse than not worse than Loki. Loki is way better. WandaVision.
Yeah,
is-
worse than Loki, right? So it's
Not
not as
worse
good as
than Loki. Loki is a better show. That is a better
Yeah.
way to put it.
Some creative team made WandaVision Agatha kind of obvious. Okay. Can you go back? You can go back and watch it. No problem.
Yeah, I gave a very detailed analysis on Penguin.
Yeah. But let's get back to Superman Lois and Manoj. Tell Harneet why you should continue watching.
Because it's a very deep stuff. First, I need to know that.
I watched until the Bizarro season started.
Oh, that is a weak season though.
Yeah,
Like
that's
his,
what I-
his introduction. I saw his introduction. I watched another episode after that, but I just faltered around after it.
No, but I think you should still continue. There are still good moments. Even in that's
Yeah.
season 2, right? Bizarro?
Yeah, season 2.
I think it still has good
That is
moments.
one of the weaker season.
Yeah.
Like even the
The
villain. wise
villain
is,
was a
like, very
little.
eh.
Yeah.
But season 3 like picks up like just for season. You can actually just read up season 2 and just watch season 3 directly. Like I don't think there's anything you'll miss.
But
out.
it's a short season, right? Like you don't need to even skip. You can
13
watch it.
episodes.
Episodes. Yeah, it's not that short, but I think like
But I think you just read up what happened and then you can continue watching from season
Yeah,
3.
that I can
Season
do. I
three
can
is
get
like-
a recap on YouTube or something for second
Yeah,
season, and then
yeah.
I can get.
Manoj,
Yeah.
get to it.
but season 2 has Bizarro, like the fight and everything. So you'll be missing that.
Oh no! I saw the finale also where both the Earth collide also. the square Earth and the
Then it's done, na.
That's
Then
damn
in
right.
season
yeah,
three,
yeah,
get
I saw it.
season
I saw
three
it.
is.
I just remembered I saw it.
I think season three is the best season of
Season
any
3 I haven't
serious
watched. I
DC
stopped
DC
after
show.
season 2. I haven't watched after that.
Yeah, you can continue. Season three, season four.
For me, it's a little bit mixed because I really like season one also, especially that episode where they go into Superman's origins. Like
Yeah,
for me, that was such a highlight episode, and it was
I
like
liked season 1 though. It was a
season
great
one was great.
introduction. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
Especially, I like the Superman portrayal from what's the actor name?
Tyler
Tyler
Hickman.
Hecklin.
Tyler
Yeah.
Hecklin. Yeah, I saw him, I think, in Teen Wolf when it came some long time back. Then I saw him as a portrayal of Superman and I actually liked it.
Which is it's a little weird
Dude,
because when
he
you
is.
look at him, you don't feel like oh he's Superman.
Yeah,
His
exactly.
portrayal, his acting is so Superman, like
Exactly.
Clark and Superman. It's like he does it so well. Like
Dude, he's for me. He has overtaken Henry Cavill for me as Superman.
oh, definitely.
Definitely. Definitely.
Henry didn't even get to perform it that well.
Actually, for me, I would even put him like this is a bit controversial. I would even put him above Christopher Reeve just for this
But
explanation
yeah, but the thing
because
is,
he
we
got to
haven't.
do more.
We
He
didn't
got to
grow up
do
on him, right?
yeah.
Also, what you were saying, yeah.
Yeah, he got to do a lot more. Explore a
When
lot
you
of
watch
Superman.
the show, when you watch the show, just from season 1 perspective, I'm saying that you know you get that vibe that you're reading the comics. You are actually reading what Superman is supposed to be like. But
Mhm.
as you said, outside the show or before the show started, when he was casted, nobody actually expected that he'll be that good as
Like even when
Superman
he
was.
popped up as in CW in Supergirl as a cameo, people just thought, okay, he's fun. He's
He's
a
fine.
decent Superman, but no one really thought too much of him
He's a
until the
great
show
Clark
actually came.
Kent. He's a great Clark Kent, to be very honest.
Yeah. It's such a good Clark. But what I was trying to say was that he's also blessed with an amazing story. Like, he had like three. Now the fourth season is going on. I don't think any other actor. I mean, Christopher Reeve had 4 movies, but that was way back in the day. Like, no other actor has got this much time to sort of explore the Superman character like he has in recent times. So I think and because of that, he has really. But the actor also needs to do a good job, right? Just because the story is, it doesn't mean that it automatically falls into place. But I think he has really explored the character, especially in season 4. This is not really a spoilerish thing. There's a scene where he reveals himself to be like Clark reveals himself to be Superman to a character. Okay, let's just put it at that. And in that,
It's like a
just
flashback.
yeah, it's a flashback scene. He just like takes his glasses off, and from there you can see the transition from Clark Kent to Superman. Like and
The
it's done
lens flare.
so well. I mean, not the
And
lens.
it's not like
Are you
it's not
talking
done
about
like
they both are sitting and telling someone, the general,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Oh, you saw it.
I saw it on Reels recently.
Oh, okay.
that's how people
I
watch
love-
shows
I love
nowadays.
Yeah. I love that scene actually.
Like because that's just his performance. It's nothing else.
It's not overdone like how the older Christopher Reeves did it, where he's like
Yeah.
this and he just turns, it's like very exaggerated, but the way he does it, like so, and they make it slow motion also. so
Yeah.
the shit's
It
fast.
felt like
Kelly
like
has a message for you,
That lens
Manoj.
flare I was talking about, when he removes his glasses and then there is a lens
thanks,
flare
Shani.
and suddenly he's Superman instead of Clark Kent. Like
That performance was just great. Like
Even dude, the way he fumbles to tell him, like
Yeah.
that whole sequence where you see Clark and Dawkins and all of them, then suddenly he turns Superman.
And then he's a confident person, like that was great. Like I don't see any other actor getting to do that. I think Christopher Reeve had in the first movie with Lois Lane. There's a scene. I think in the second movie, if I don't remember correctly. But like in recent times, you don't really get that. Hopefully, we'll get it in the James Gunn movie. But coming back to season 4, I think the whole season. Can we spoil it for Harneet or?
yeah, go on.
Go ahead.
think
Go ahead.
I don't think it's a spoiler.
Like it's the Doomsday thing. Like I think everyone knew that Doomsday shows up in the end of season 3. So they pick off right in the end of that fight, and we even saw. I think me and Nona saw the trailer reaction where they showed clips of that where it was done really well. Like for a TV budget, I think they did a great fight
Yeah.
between Doomsday and Superman. Like you can see the limitations, but you can feel the emotion. That's the important
But
part.
you see the difference, right? Season
Yeah,
3
yeah.
ending episode, the VFX quality,
Yeah.
and how they tried to do the limited thing they had in
Yeah.
starting of season 4.
Season 4, yeah. Season 4 went a little bit into that Flash territory of, you can really make out, okay, that's a
Still,
distinct level.
that sequence where the final thing he
Hmm.
does.
Yeah,
Superman
yeah.
is looking through
That's
the
still
mirror.
really good. Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
still the same
Still done
quality.
really well. Yeah, yeah.
The
But
Lois
Guys,
there's
Lane in the show is actually one of the better portrayals
Oh,
of
dude, what an
Lois Lane.
actor
so
she
good.
is.
Best Lois Lane.
For
Best
bet,
Lois Lane.
she's one of the best actors.
Yeah, that's true.
Like Tala Hecklin.
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
way, dude, that pregnancy scene where she's giving birth.
Hmm.
What a
Yeah, yeah.
performance, dude! What a performance! And season three is Louis Lane. Okay,
Entirely dedicated to her.
yeah.
Like, it's so good.
one question, not related to Superman and Lois, but Superman. What did you think? What were your first impressions of the image James Gunn released of Crypto and Superman on the moon? Looking at
I think
the,
that's not part of the film.
No, but it's a
Like,
promotional image, right?
it's a promotional image. Like
No,
Yeah.
it's
I
a
think it's just a kind of a wallpaper he made, like kind of
No,
share
that's a
it.
promotional image. That's an official promotional image.
that's
Anyway,
an
crypto is
official.
showing up, right?
Okay,
Crypto
yeah,
is.
I know
Yeah,
that, but someone asked him,
I
"Will
mean,
he talk?" He's like, "No, he's a dog."
Uh,
Unless you consider barking as talk.
See, I always like crypto. The character crypto, I always like that character. And I see a lot of what James Gunn is showing, right? I'm liking the idea behind the shot, like the same, even the costume reveal, right? Him just putting on the boots and like as restrictions going on. I like the idea. It's just the execution. I feel like somewhere, it's looking too artificial. The background, even the same thing with the crypto image. The Earth is looking kind of weird. Like they're looking like the idea is very nice. Him just sitting, he's sitting with this one friend he has that's crypto the dog,
I
and
think
he's
I think
just
that
looking on.
image and even this is just not a part of the film.
It's not a
They're
part, but
just
it's a
even
promotional
that one
image.
image was like to give an idea. It's like a concept art kind of a thing.
But
right.
I feel like I don't know. Like the idea is great. The execution for me doesn't quite land.
I think we have to wait for first
I
visuals. I
mean, look, it
don't
doesn't
want to
matter.
give
The
it.
movie is more important. These are just aesthetic choices, which you're like
Yeah.
that looks a little fake. Like the Earth doesn't look quite so good and stuff like that. But it's okay. But I like the idea behind him sitting with his dog, and just chilling out with his dog from the moon and just watching Earth. I think that's fun.
Yeah, I agree with what Saganese has to say. That I think it's like a promotional image, but seeing that image gives me so much hope.
Hmm.
Like Superman is just one of the guys who hangs out in my locality, and I can hit him up कि यार मेरा गाड़ी खराब हो गया यार थोड़ा help कर दे. You know, yeah, and he has that Spider-Man kind of vibe, even though he has so much power. Like he also helps an old lady old lady cross the street and pick out a cat out of a tree. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
that's the Superman I want now, because we live in like such cynical times right now. We need to see people with power who can instill hope, who have
I
moral.
mean, if you want this, you should watch Superman and Lois. Then, like, that is
Yeah.
entirely this.
Yeah, I love James Gunn. I'm going to wait for James Gunn's take. I'm reading Superman comics right now.
Okay,
No, but I
And
think it's see. I think that's the point of Superman and Lois. I
it's
think
an
what
older
made
version of the
it
character.
greenlit also is that we are watching Superman who's already in over his prime, and he's now father and he has two teenagers, and the show is more about the family drama than superheroics. Superheroics is part of it. It's mixed in and the whole arc is there, but overall it's a more of a family drama of
Hmm.
a Superman who has kids, what
Yeah.
he's dealing with, what his kids
I
are
wanna-
dealing with, what his wife is
but
dealing with.
but I want to watch Superman in his prime. That's the thing.
No,
I wanna-
that
We
you're
can
gonna
do
get.
both.
We have seen many times, and you'll get
Yeah,
it
yeah.
now also. But I
No.
don't think unless James Gunn's DCU goes on for next 20 years or 30 years, I don't
You will
think we're
not
gonna
get this. Yeah.
this storyline of Superman. This show could have done it, and that's why what makes it sad that they cut short the show
Hmm.
because it was supposed to 7 seasons and they stopped it, and at
Four
least they
seasons.
gave them a final season which with low budget. That's why so many characters and cast members couldn't return, so they can only be in one episode, two episodes. So you can see the limitation. You can see, oh, they are not here because of that reason, but then story wise also it kind of hampers a bit. But like, why at this moment these characters are not there? Because they are crucial. But
Yeah.
it makes sense, the casting and everything, logistics.
And I
But
think Rohit, you should watch season 1, episode 12. I think where they do the flashback Superman episode.
no, even no, that's 7, dude. Episode 7.
Episode 7, is it?
But even the first episode starts with those
Ah,
flashbacks.
yeah.
I think I might watch Superman and Lois after the James Gunn movie comes out, because whatever James Gunn is putting out right now, like the Creature Commandos trailer also, I am really, really, really digging it. And like Saganesia said, I have watched parts of the panel where he said every movie we do, every project we do will have a definite aesthetic and
Yeah.
will not be clubbed under a general studio aesthetic. If you see Netflix films or Prime films, right, or even MCU films for that matter, they have a specific aesthetic which kind of homogenizes the entire creativity, whichever creator is making it. Like Sam Raimi also couldn't go full Sam Raimi in Doctor Strange, right? Like we saw
He's
the
getting Doctor
brilliant
Strange
part.
3 also, I think. There were rumors about it.
I mean, Doctor Strange, like if Sam Raimi went full Sam Raimi, we would have gotten a better movie, because whenever Sam Raimi did his thing, that's when the movie shined. Okay. I mean, we need that. We need individual projects related to good stories, even like the
I think
Penguin, right?
that is what was the worst thing about Snyderverse. Like there was no distinction of that thing that Rohit is talking about between Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman. All the aesthetic was same in all the movies, and all the characters and everything was just the same. Like their motivations,
True.
that they don't like humans as general. Like Superman was tired of what he should do with humanity. Then there is Batman who's retired. Then Wonder Woman who is hiding from humanity. And the aesthetic choice of those movies, like the Batman versus Superman movie, the Justice League Snyder Cut movie, the Man of Steel movie, all those movies, obviously they were directed by Snyder, but there was no distinction between Batman and Superman, when that is the larger distinction that should be in the comics. When you see
Right.
like Batman being the cynical one and Superman being the hopeful one, and that was actually missing from those movies. And that aesthetic is needed, and I think Superman and Lois shows that Superman,
Hmm.
how hopeful he is despite all the negativity around him, despite human beings making mistakes, despite all the military and all those villains of the week and everything. Despite all that, there is hope, and him juggling his family life along with that. So that is why I think I like the first two seasons of the show. So that is actually,
And
I think, DCU actually needs now. Like all these characters, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, have their own identities and their backstories and their stories to tell. And we have seen that time to time in the comics and the animated movies. And it's high time now that we see all of them in their glory in these movies that are about to come.
Yeah.
I
And
think
I
I'm
think,
coming specifically to season 4. I think the way they handled Death of Superman. So I mean, it's still an ongoing arc. I think it's amazingly done. You really feel the loss, the grieving, especially what the Kent family is going through is something I think they explored really well. I
I'm
think,
loving Luther, man. He's so
oh,
like one of the
dude, it
most
was so good.
reckless and
Yeah,
ruthless
yeah.
Luther
And
he has
I
seen.
like the way how they adapted Death of Superman in a very different way, because in the comics, Superman itself commissions a Superboy kind of character. In this, he's manipulating actually Jordan's character, to sort of come into his fold. Like it's not happened yet, but it looks like it's going in that right. So I like the organic changes they're doing, where they're trying to adapt the comic book, but at the same time do their own thing, and with so much emotion. So I think Luther is getting into that Deathstroke territory of season 2 of Arrow for me, where he's just
No, he
messing
did even
everything up.
season 5 with that character
Prometheus, like
Prometheus. I don't know
how they're just
what
messing with their head.
what Prometheus did to Arrow. I want
Yeah,
Luther to do with
to and
Lewis.
he's already doing it. I was
Yeah.
not too impressed of him in season 3, and because I remember telling you that I'm not sure how I feel about this Luther, but now I'm like, oh shit, this guy is like completely manipulating everyone around him. So I think a really great take on Luther, a really great take of Death of Superman so far. As as Nona said, because of budget cuts, episode being down, them not getting all the actors together. There are some wonkiness. I think, especially in episode 3, I could feel a little bit of wonkiness in terms of the writing. Also, it will affect the writing, right? When you don't have everything that you want to do. So that's definitely there. But I think
And there's
still,
a kind of rush also, where
yeah,
still
yeah,
they
yeah,
are able to, tell the story
yeah,
with
bridge the gaps.
emotion,
Yeah,
with
yeah,
emotions and all. But I think overall, the thing is, the show is so good than what CW has served before.
yeah,
I love
definitely.
that fact, but
Yeah,
they're still, far from really going out there, like really
yeah.
challenging, storytelling. But I understand that's too much expectation from a,
I think this
network
is like
television.
the
This is
Superman
the
was
best
supposed
they
to a
could have
ceiling.
given.
Yeah, that's
This
a
is the best they
ceiling
could have
limit.
given with the
Yeah,
limitations they have.
yeah, yeah.
I do have more expectations with the plots and how they're doing it and the things they can explore. Like
Hmm.
season 3 explores, the biggest villain of Superman, which Superman cannot, hit and
Yeah,
beat
yeah.
down. So those things I wonder they went more into it, but at the end of the day, I understand it's a superhero show, it's a
Yeah.
TV show, and all of that. But yeah, I hope they just stick the landing, and I think it will be the best DC show ever.
Definitely. I
Easily.
think, yeah.
But guys, definitely check it up, and we are almost at the end of the stream. I hope you had a good time. If you did, do like, share, subscribe, check out the channel. Thank you, Shelly, for the memberships, and welcome all the new members. Manoj will try his best to put out some member-only content because I'm away for 15 days, so it's his responsibility now. But thank you guys for joining. Any last words, guys? Unless we come back later or something else. Maybe we'll come back for Penguin finale, for Agatha finale. We'll
I think
try.
Superman Lois, we need to try to come back for the finale.
Yeah,
At least we
for
probably
that
have to
finale, of
react to
course.
that.
It's like
Yeah.
a end of an era for us.
Yeah. We started IGS with season 1
Yeah.
of Superman Lois, so yeah.
Yeah. So
I
we'll
think
do that.
we are getting Agatha's finale near Halloween, right?
No, there are 4 more episodes to go, right?
Yeah. So
When is Halloween?
no, I think around 31st, right?
31st October
By the
is
way-
Halloween.
No, 16th it will end.
Yeah.
16th November it will end.
That's
By
not
the way,
Halloween.
By the way, 31st is Halloween, 31st is Thursday, and 31st is October 31st. Do you remember the opening narration of the Batman? It's Halloween, October 31st, Thursday.
Oh. It's basically okay. James Gunn did a session at New York Comic Con, and Cycle is telling us about
I saw some clips of that, yeah.
Alfred and Agatha dropping the same time. Oh, then it's gonna end sooner.
Yeah, last 2 episode will be at the same time. Dropped at the same time.
So it'll be one month before. Okay. So that's it, guys, from us. See ya.